All right, because it's probably a big topic, and I don't really buy Russell Brand's like good Christian boy act that he's putting on now. So we're going to be talking about rare and sexual assault or SA. So you might want to find a different video if that's kind of content is triggering. And so let's get right into it, shall we? Russell Brand has been charged by the Metropolitan Police in the UK with one count of each rape, indecent assault, and oral rape, plus 2 counts of sexual assault related to the allegations from 4 women between 1999 and 2005. Isn't it weird how it's taken the UK courts almost 25 to 20 to 22 years to get to this point? But I digress. The charges stem from an investigation launched in September 2023 following reports by Channel 4's Dispatches and Sunday Times. The alleged incidents occurred in Bournemouth, 1999, and Westminster, London, 2001, 2004, 2004 to 2025. The Crown Prosecution Service authorized the charges, and Brand is said to appear at Westminster Magistrates Court on May 2nd, 2025. Now, in Russell Brand's unfortunate case, he's rich, he's famous, and he's white. Now, if these were Mohammedans, if you haven't been following the news in the United Kingdom, Scotland, and Ireland, there's grooming gangs that target white children and children. And they just target children in general, and they're sexually assaulted and in some cases raped. But for whatever reason, the courts in London, the United Kingdom, Ireland don't prosecute these. But I guess because Russell Brand is a famous person, they'll go ahead and bring charges against him. So clearly, like United Kingdom, like the United States, there's a two-tier justice system, and whatever cases and crimes they do choose to prosecute and bring to justice depends on political minutia. And regardless if you're a Russell Brand fan or not, that's kind of bullshit, if you ask me. I mean, justice is justice to me. Everyone deserves to have their day, right? And a fair trial and all that jazz. But let's keep reading. There is no statute of limitations for serious sexual offenses in the UK, unless if you're Arabic or Muslim. But hey, allowing these charges to be brought years later, Brand, who is believed to be in the US, denies the allegations, claiming all interactions were consensual. Of course, if he does not return voluntarily, extradition may be pursued due to treaties between the US and UK. Additionally, Brand faces a separate civil sexual assault case in New York from 2023, alleging he exposed himself on a movie set in 2010, enabled by a temporary lifting of the statute of limitations. So again, this additional charge on the end seems like it was brought out after they lifted um, statute of limitations. I think originally this was done for Trump to try and get him on something, to try and get him charged before the elections. And regardless or not, if Russell Brand actually did this, I mean, if you're asking my opinion, I think he did. He seems like a skeevy sex pest to me. That's just my opinion. And I'm afforded my opinion. So that's just my opinion because I don't know. This dude just seems skeevy, and there's other pictures of him being involved with weird, degenerate shit. And I've heard rumors that he's an actual Satanist. I've had heard rumors that he's part of, the group of people of Hollywood who sell their soul to the devil, and engage in various heinous acts. So that's my opinion. Maybe he's as innocent as the lamb as he says he is. But again, the thing that's kind of crap about this is there's statutes and limitations for crimes, but I guess it's not the case in London. And of course, if you commit, heinous shit like this, you should be brought to justice and you should be condemned, and there should be restitution paid. I'm not saying people shouldn't be charged for their crimes, but it seems London, especially in the United Kingdom, it seems like if they want to persecute you over something and throw you in jail, they can and they will. And if you're a political advocate, like what's that one dude in London who's talking against Robinson? I think that's the dude, yeah, Tommy Robinson, who is always catching charges for no apparent reason. So in the United Kingdom, some of these political uh, people are being persecuted. So the UK justice system is very tyrannical, very fucked up. And they pick and choose again what charges and who to arrest and who to persecute for crimes. As we mentioned earlier, the grooming gangs in London, United Kingdom, and Ireland, they seem to turn a blind eye and they don't want to like persecute those people. But Russell Brand, either way you look at it, this seems deeply politically motivated to me. Even though I don't like Russell Brand, I think he's a heretic. I think he's an ex-Satanist and should not be trusted. And it just seems heavily politically motivated. And because Brand has kind of picked up and converted to the right side of things or far right side of things, depending who you ask, this seems deeply politically motivated. Because if there was previous evidences and existence like did this, why didn't they charge him sooner? So again, this points to political persecution and prosecution on behalf of the United Kingdom. Again, I have to say this again. Russell Brand, I hate him. I think he's a Satanist. I think he's a heretic. But even a guy that's as low as that deserves a right to a fair trial. And this seems like they're just trying to just stick him with some shit, throw him in prison because he's had a change of political feelings and ideology. And that's one thing you have to watch out for the United Kingdom. If you have a change of ideology, they will come after you. They are arresting people for memes and jokes on Facebook and social media posts. In fact, more so than Russia does arresting people for their freedom of speech and speaking out against the government. I think a few years ago, UK had arrested around 1,200 people for memes and jokes and political rhetoric, whereas Russia only had arrested 120 people in the same time. So Russell Brand probably looks like he's going to take a hit in the wallet financially because, of course, he's going to have to hire lawyers and he's going to have to fight this. And again, I find it highly suspect that they waited till now to charge him. Now, why didn't they charge him when the crime was freshly committed, when the wounds were, freshly there? Pardon the expression, but this just again rings to me of political extortation and persecution. And that's really what it is. And Russell Brand is a pro-Trump guy now, so this again just seems like a two-tier justice system coming after someone not because he committed these crimes, but because of his political leanings. And we're having that here in the United States, and this kind of chicanery will happen in the United Kingdom and in the United States. Again, in closing, if you do commit heinous acts like this, you should be punished. You should pay restitution because you're a sick, like, sex pest piece of shit. But then again, on the same time, on the same breath, we can't pick and choose what to persecute and prosecute people for depending on political legitimacy. Now, of course, the United Kingdom and the Crown Prosecutor Service goes, "Oh no, we're not prosecuting because he's a Trumper or because his political leanings." Right, because that's why you waited till now, till after he's like kind of chosen the populist view. And that's my 2 cents on it. And I think Russell Brand's a reprehensible turd. But again, he deserves rights. He deserves a right to due process. And I'm going to call this out as political prosecution and persecution on behalf of the United Kingdom. Now, I know I'm just a cheeseburger eating dumb fat American, but from the outside looking into the United Kingdom, your guys' justice system looks pretty fucked up. And if your government and justice system can hold charges over someone's head for like forever and not have a statute of limitations, that just screams of political extortion to me. And it's basically no difference as a militant government agency or autocracy threaten you at gunpoint at this. There's no difference. Because if you can hold charges over someone's head for 20 plus years and then drop it on someone when their political alliance and leanings change, that's kind of bullshit. And from America, we hear and see stories about grooming gangs and the United Kingdom's the Crown Justice or whatever the fuck not really carrying out justice against these people for victimizing English people. Your justice system is hopefully fucked. And if there's any advice I can give to the English people, try and start saving and get the fuck out if you can. Like, if it's at all possible. And if you are political, I mean, from my humble opinion, it sucks, but you have to keep your mouth shut. You kind of have to mind your P's and Q's because they operate their justice system like the Stasi or Gestapo, you know, or the NKVD, right? Where they say, you find me the man and I'll find you the guilt, right? That's the way how they're running their government over there. And until there's reform within the United Kingdom or England, I don't see this getting any better. So, like, I'll say a prayer for some of you people in the United Kingdom, but it ain't looking too bad. Your government's against you. Your government's flooding your country with refugees and Islamists and violent, like, people. And you can't do a fucking thing about it because if you say about it, if you joke about it, you get fucking arrested. And again, this is the United Kingdom that says, oh, we got that freedom of speech. No, you don't. No, you don't. You've arrested more people than the Russian Federation. So it's yikes time. Again, that's just my opinion from the outside looking in. Maybe there's exceptions to the rules, but United Kingdom kind of, to me, looks like an authoritarian hellscape.
We do not expect you to win the war, only to do what your conscience commands and your cars allow.
To put the fear of God into the savage.